Welcome back. In this video we will learn about the properties of the text view. We can change the font, the background color, the color of the text view, and the size of the text view. So if you look at the right side of this, first of all select the text view and look at its right side. You will see there are certain attributes, and at the top you can see it says these are the attributes. So what are these attributes? First attribute is the text attribute. What you want to display to the user will be there in the text attribute, and at the bottom of the page you can see there is view all attributes. So you can click that and you will see all of the properties that we can set to this text view. So what are these properties? Start off with the first one. There is called ID text view. ID is something that we will use to identify the certain view in our Java code. For example, if we want to link this text view to some of our Java code, we need ID to uniquely identify that particular element. So next comes is the layout width and layout height. If you look at the value of this, you click this three dots icon here and you will see this window will open up, and you can search here width and height. Width, this is actually I think resources window, so close it. Click on this wrap content and there a little pop-up will open which will have two things: wrap content and match constraint. What is this? So let me change this from wrap content to match constraint, and you need to look at the text view what happens to this. You have seen when I switched from wrap content to match constraint, it spread on the screen and its width spread on the whole screen. Why did this happen? So as you know that in the previous video we set constraints of this text view, one to the left and one to the right, one to the top and one to the bottom. 4 constraints we set in the last video. So when I set its width to the match constraint, that means that the horizontal constraints are one is to the left side of the window and the second one is the right side. Means it will expand from left to right on whole screen width of this text view. So now let's change its height to the match constraint. So it should also expand to towards top and bottom at full screen. So now you can see this is expanded to full screen. As we know, we have set its vertical constraints to the top of the screen and one to the bottom of the screen, so that it spread vertically to the top and the bottom. So this was about width, and when again I set to wrap content both of these, so it will reduce to this width. Why it reduced to this small width? Wrap content means that the width of the element will be such that the content it contains. As you can see, we have only text view written inside it, so its width and height will be only equal to the size of the text we have written inside it. So let me change this text and you can see over at the top there is a switch button between expand properties or attributes and show minimum attributes. So at the minimum attributes window I'm going to set its text to something else. For example, I want to say that my name is Zishan and hit enter. As you can see, its width expanded why did that happen? Because we have set its width to the wrap content. That means that the content it will contain, its width will equal to that. So this was about the width and height attribute of text view. So now we know how to expand a text view and how to set its width and height. So now I'm going to view all attributes window again, and there are other attributes such that constraints. As you can see, we have set 4 constraints, one to the bottom of the page, one to the end of the parent. Parent is the constraint layout, that is this one, that is spread on whole screen. And as I click the constraint layout, the properties are switched to the constraint layout properties. So when I again click to text view, the properties window will show the properties of the text view. Alright, so I'm going to close this for now, and I'm going to look at the most important properties. These other properties will look again when we will move forward. So there are some other properties of this. For example, the text color link. If you want to make a text view like a link that it goes to some website, so you can, here is a property named link, I guess. Auto link to web or none. For example, this is default is none, so we can link this to a website, a phone number, a map, or email. So if we want to link it, then we can specify this color link property, that which color the link will have. There are 3 colors defined. We can select one of these colors. Alright, so next is the text size. Default text size is 14 SP. What does that mean, SP? SP is the short form of pixels. When you see DP, that means device independent pixels. But in case of text view, if we want to display some text, we set it to SP. So these are also device independent pixels. So the default one is 14 SP. If I set it to 14, you will see nothing will change. So if I set it to, let's say, 18, now you can see the size of the text changed. The other one is the text style, that you want the text to be bold, italic, or normal. You can even set to the bold one by checking this, and italic by checking this one also. So these are the style properties. Next is visibility. Visibility is something like this text view is visible right now. If we want to make it invisible, then we can select it invisible from here, and now it is invisible. But as you can see, it has used this space. If we want to release this space, then we need to select here visibility gone. Now all of the place it was using is been released. Alright, so I'm going to again set to visible. And there are plenty of properties you can set, and you can even search one of these properties. For example, I'm going to search the background color. I want to change its background color. So here the properties come is the background. So I need to give it a color that will be used as a background of this. So I can select from the colors on the left panel, and let's say I want this color accent or red color. So I will press OK, or I can even change color from here by just sliding and dragging this up, but for now I'm going with red. and as you can see, the color of this text view is been changed. Now I want this text view to be at the top of the screen, at here. So what I can do is I can remove this bottom constraint, and the force that is being applied from the top of the screen will attract it towards itself, and it will go to the top of the screen. So I removed the bottom constraint, and it is now at the top of the screen. Now I want to change the color of this, because this is not looking as attractive as I wanted to. So let's change to green one, and this is looking little bit good. Now I want to change the color of this text view, because I want it to be white. There is text color property here. We can change that to some other color. For example, there are other colors available in Android library. I can use that background light from here, or even any color from here you can use, but I'm going to use background light, and you can see now color is light. I want to change its text size, so I can go here and change its size, text size. There we go. I want to make it more bigger. I'm going to set it to 28. Alright, so this is, and now as you can see that this M digit is little bit inside of this text view field. I want it to be a little bit wider. What I mean by that, I want to add some kind of padding to it. So I can search for padding, and you can see there are 4 paddings, that what you want to add to the top of the screen, bottom, left, right. So I'm going to add all. This will add padding towards all sides of this text. So let's say I want to add 5 dp. Now you can see my text view has 5 dp padding from N to the right side and M to the left side. There is a 5 dp of padding. dp means device independent pixels. Alright, let's say I want to increase this padding, so I'm going to select this, and here I want it to be 15 dp. Now it's looking very good. So that's it for the text view field. You can experiment with your own properties, search any property you want, and just go through these properties and discover each property. And you can also read about these properties on browser. Just search for text view here, text view Android, and as you can see, there is the first Android developers website. I'm going to open that. Also you can open others, like this is the tutorials point about text view, but I'm going to open the Android's official documentation. You can read about all of these properties. As you can see, every property that is there is also mentioned here, so you can read through them, and what property you are in need, you can use that. Alright, so that's it for this lecture. See you in the next lecture.